The Hyundai Equus has been around since 1999, despite not being available in North America until after the second generation debut in 2009. It wasn't until 2010 for the 2011 model year that the North American buyers would become acquainted with Hyundai's interpretation of what a true full-size luxury car should be. The makers of the Elantra, Sonata, and Santa Fe bravely took on the likes of the Lexus LS, BMW 7 Series, Audi A8, and Mercedes-Benz S-Class and said, "We can do that too," and they did. Sporting a powerful V8 engine, rear-wheel drive architecture, the Equus was available in two trims, Signature and Ultimate, both riding on the longest wheelbase ever on a Hyundai, and sporting the highest prices in Hyundai history. And this is what we got. Our Equus was built at the Hyundai Ulsan plant in South Korea on November 7th, 2012.
Hey everyone, in today's in-depth walk-around review, today we are taking a look at this very nice and very well-equipped 2013 Hyundai Equus. Now the Equus was only available in two trims, the Signature, which is shown here, or the Ultimate. Other than those two, there was no options available on either vehicle, so if you wanted more options, you'd go with the Ultimate. Now our Signature is painted in this really nice titanium gray metallic, and it does feature the jet black premium leather interior, and it also features genuine walnut accents. Its full pricing is shown on screen, however, like I said before, there's no options, but go ahead and check it out in the description box. Today's review will be a full in-depth review of the exterior and interior. We're going to go over all the mechanicals, engine, transmission, fuel economy, interior as well.
All Hyundai Equuses are rear-wheel drive with power coming from an exceptional 302 cubic inch, 5-liter dual overhead cam, 32-valve TAL V8 engine. This engine is naturally aspirated and is of aluminum block and head construction with dual continuously variable valve timing, tuned intake systems, a gasoline direct injection with an 11.5 to 1 compression ratio. In its current tune, this engine creates a massive 429 horsepower at 6,400 RPM and 376 pound-feet of torque at 5,000 RPM. The Equus can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.5 seconds, with 0 to 100 miles per hour coming in at around 15.5 seconds. The quarter mile is elapsed in 14.8 seconds at 98 miles per hour, and its top speed is limited to 155 miles per hour. Every Hyundai Equus is equipped with a 20.3 US gallon fuel capacity and consumes 5.6 gallons per 100 miles driven, with an estimated total driving range of around 365 miles. EPA fuel economy figures are 15 miles per gallon in the city, 23 miles per gallon on the highway, and a combined average of 18 miles per gallon. The sole available transmission is an electronically controlled 8-speed automatic with Shiftronic manual shift capability by tapping the shift lever up or down in the manual section of the gate. We also have driver selectable Eco and Sport drive modes that work in conjunction with the automatic leveling adaptive air suspension system.
Now I've always liked the Equus. It's been hard to find a really nice one to review, however. This one's interesting in the fact that it also has a hood ornament, something I have not seen in any publication or on the road. Alright, now walking around the rear of the Equus, doesn't really look like much of any other Hyundai back here. Looks more Lexus or Mercedes-Benz-esque. That's exactly what Hyundai designers were going for. And what we have is a really nice sweeping low-profile roofline. Got the stainless steel accent running down all the way down the rear window. These really nicely styled LED tail lamps here. Got LED matrix tail lamps and brake lamps in here. This is a really interesting looking little light pipe design down here. LED indicators as well. Of course, we also have ultrasonic parking sensors. Down below, inside the bumper, we have these really nicely framed dual exhausts. And of course we have the Equus badge here and the logo. No Hyundai badges back here. Now the Equus was actually designed by Hyundai to compete directly with the large market luxury segment. And it did succeed pretty well considering the fact that you got a lot for a little bit of money. It was designed to compete directly with Mercedes-Benz S-Class, the Audi A8, BMW 7 Series, and of course the Lexus LS. As we look at the profile, as you can see, it is a very large car. It is also very low to the ground, but it does have adjustable height suspension.
Steering is electro-hydraulically assisted vehicle speed sensitive variable rate rack and pinion with 2.8 turns lock to lock and a 39.6 foot turning radius. Wheels are staggered size polished 19-inch aluminums with 19 by 8 inch up front and 19 by 9 inch in the rear. Tires are Falcon Pro G5 Sport all-season tires, the fronts measuring 245/45 R19 and the rears measuring 275/40 R19s. Brakes are power assisted 4-wheel disc brakes assisted by ABS, electronic brake force distribution, automatic brake assist, electronic stability control, vehicle stability management with pre-collision warning, and up front we have 13.6 inch ventilated rotors with 12.4 inch ventilated rotors in the rear.
And as we walk along the front of the vehicle, it is a very stately and elegant looking vehicle. However, that aside, it also looks kind of generic. Nothing really outstanding on this vehicle style-wise, but it does just work. Alright, and take a look at the front end view of the Equus. Even though this car is almost 10 years old, it still looks pretty good even to this day. It's a very commanding presence. Doesn't look like any other Hyundai. On our side view mirrors, we do have LED turn repeaters here. And following the hood line into the headlamps, there are black bezels with clear lenses. Standard equipment is xenon high intensity discharge projector beam headlamps, and of course LED turn indicators and halogen fog lamps down below. We've also got our radar sensors for the smart cruise control. No logo or anything like that inside this grille, but we do have a really nice and very unique hood ornament. It is the Equus wings, or the looks almost like the Genesis logo. I've not seen one with a hood ornament, and I've actually not seen any of the hood ornaments even in the publication, so that's kind of interesting. Alright, and before we get inside, let's take a look at the key fob real quick. We just have a Genesis / Equus key fob. It is not branded as a Hyundai in any way, but it is a smart key access system. But we also have a series of buttons: lock, unlock, trunk release, and our panic button. But this vehicle is also equipped with the smart key access system, and by placing the key fob in your purse or pocket, you can electronically lock and unlock the vehicle doors. To do so is very simple. To lock the vehicle, simply locate this black button here and press it. The vehicle will beep singly and the lights will flash once to indicate that it is locked. And if you want to unlock the vehicle, simply grab the handle as you would open it. And upon opening the door, what you find inside is actually a very nicely crafted interior. It's actually very, very pretty in here. Very nice and luxurious. Seemingly well built. And you have a sunroof up here. Taking a look at the door panels. The doors are actually very nicely equipped with this really nice soft touch leather and vinyl. Padded armrest. Genuine walnut trim. Satin silver trim here. We have these satin silver painted plastic door handles. And of course the Mercedes-Benz-esque power seat adjustments. 8-way or multi-way power adjustable driver's seat. Fore and aft up and down. You have your lumbar cushion up and down, or fore and aft, seat back, head restraint up and down, 2 driver memory. power fold-away mirrors, power heated and auto dimming mirrors, window lockouts, door locks, and auto one-touch up and down windows for all 4 windows. And down here in the door panel, we have an extendable mat pocket, fuel door release, the premium Lexicon sound system. And taking a look at the driver's side controls, we have our park sensors, rear sun blind, sunshade, vehicle stability management control, stability control, auto hold, trunk release, electronic parking brake, instrument panel brightness and dim. The steering wheel is multi-adjustable. It's electronic tilt and telescoping, and it also has this little button here for the heated steering wheel function. Looking inside the floorboards, we have electronic pedals for the brakes and the gas pedal, hood release here. And on the side of the driver's seat, we have our multi-adjustable lumbar support and our 2-mode massage. So mode 1 and mode 2, and press that switch for off. And let's take a look at the seats. The seats are actually very, very comfortable. They're of a high quality leather. They do have the Equus logo embossed in the leather here. Perforated seat backs because the front seats are heated and ventilated. The rear seats are just heated. If you had the Ultimate, they would be heated and cooled. Alrighty, we're going to be inside now and pan through the interior and show more details. There's a lot to show in here. This car is very well equipped, even though it's a base model. Fluidic power assisted steering. We have our walnut trim on the upper and lower portions of the steering wheel. And like I said before, the steering wheel is heated. We've also got a plethora of controls here. So we have our audio controls in this little segment over here. Mode for the radio, our phone controls here, and our voice command controls on the side. Over on the right hand side, we have our cruise control here. We've got our distance setting for the adaptive cruise, trip computer display, and trip reset. And here we have our lane departure warning system sensitivity. One really nice thing about the steering wheel, it does have leather and wood, and the airbag cover is actually a stitched leather. Looks really, really nice all the way down the airbag cover and everything. It looks really, really good. And we have a couple of multi-function controls. We have our headlamp controls here with automatic headlamps, fog lamps, turn indicators, high beams. And then over on the right hand side, we have our wiper washer control. It also has automatic rain sensing wipers, push button start. And taking a look on the signature, we have our LCD Optitron style gauges, similar to that what you would find in a Lexus. And they're bright, clear, easy to read. So we have our coolant temperature, 8,000 RPM tach, 160 mile per hour speedometer right here, and our fuel gauge. And yes, we are low on fuel. And then we have our parental display here in the center, and our miles. And at the time of the recording, this vehicle currently has 95,480 miles on it. But by pressing this display button here, we can actually cycle through our trip computer. So showing 36 miles to empty. We've also got our average fuel economy, average speed, elapsed time, our eco driving mode, and our radio mode. Compass, and if you had your map guidance going, it will also show your turn-by-turn directions. And nothing. There's nothing else to that screen, really. If you had the Ultimate, this would actually be a huge 12-inch TFT digital reconfigurable cluster, but that's not what we have, so it still looks good, though. Alrighty, pan over the top of the dash. As you can see, we have more of that stitched leather. We are missing a little vent here, but that's okay. More of the stitched leather. We have our Lexicon center point speaker right here in the middle, and our airbag cover for the passenger side. And as we move down, as you can see, more of the walnut trim continues on either half of the dashboard, and it is bisected by this dual colored plastic center stack. So we have this dark and light graphite, and it's paired with these two vents here and this touchscreen display. Actually, I'm sorry, it's not a touchscreen display, just our screen display here. So right now we're in climate, and of course you can adjust your climate temperature for the driver. You can also use it for the passenger and set it into dual mode. You can also do your panel distribution, front and rear defroster, fan speed controls, modes. And then of course we can go into this menu here, flip it over to our map, and by placing the vehicle in reverse, it also activates our reverse camera, and it does feature active guidance lines. And if you want to turn the display off, just hit the display button. And it does show a small readout of here of like a general status, but other than that. And moving down, we have our hard controls here for climate controls and all that kind of stuff. An analog clock, which in the later years this would actually turn into a square. And then down here we do have our radio controls, CD player, you can eject and load here, but everything else is done through the screen itself. Alright, moving down the center stack, let's get the gear lever out of the way. Behind this panel here we have our ashtray and cigar lighter. And then here we have our shift lever here within this gated area, and we do have the Sportronic heated and ventilated front seats. Sport mode button here. Passenger side has their own heated and ventilated seat, and this is your air suspension controller. And similar to Audi's MMI system, or the multimedia integration, what we have here is Hyundai's version of that. At the top we have a back button, then of course we have a radio control, so AM, FM, Sirius XM, our auxiliary and CD changers. Over here we have our map and guide, and our navigation menu here, and phone info. And by using this wheel here, we can turn it, we can also move it up and down, and you can actually scroll through different settings. So it does actually make using the screen very easy. And here, behind this little panel here, we do have dual cup holders. We've also got a nice padded armrest here. And it lifts up to reveal some storage and a cord pass-through, because when you open the lower portion of it, we have another deep storage well, a 12-volt power point, and USB inputs, as well as iPod interface and an auxiliary jack. These controls here are actually the rear seat controls, so they can move the passenger seat out of the way to suit their needs. So as you can see, the interior of the Equus, even though it's a 10-year-old car, is actually still looking really good for its time and its age. Hyundai really well equipped these, so in the used car market you can actually get a steal for a really nicely equipped luxury car. What we have overhead, we have an automatic dimming rearview mirror. It does have an integral compass, 3-channel HomeLink universal garage door opener, and you can also turn the compass on and off and turn the auto dim features on and off. Overhead we do have sunglasses holder here. We have our power sunroof control. We've also got overhead reading lights, our dome light override, and our room lighting, so that's just all lighting. Nice soft microfiber suede cloth on the sun visors and the headliner. And they do have illuminated vanity mirrors. The light is in the ceiling, and it is an LED light. And of course, the sun visors do swing out, and they slide out on extension rails. And not to be outdone, we have these nice vinyl or leather dampened overhead assist handles, and of course high adjustable seat belts. Alright, now let's take a look at the rear seat. First thing you'll notice is a nice wide opening door, and what we see back here is a ton of leg and headroom. Alright, and a quick look at the door panels reveal that they're very similarly equipped to the front doors. Nice soft touch materials, genuine walnut trim, stainless steel, seat controls, which is interesting. We'll go over that. Little small ashtray here. And each rear seat passenger can actually control both windows. Map pocket here, speakers, your Equus branded tread plate here. Alright, so the seats. Even though these seats look like they have adjustable seat backs and adjustable cushions and headrests, the headrest is actually fixed in place. These two buttons actually do the same thing. So you can actually recline and move forward your seat. Gives you a nice little recline there. And then of course you can move it back. And if you hit the auto button, it'll automatically do it for you. In addition to that, we've also got high adjustable head restraints, and the little wing sides can actually fold out, just like this. Very similar to what you'd find in like a BMW or an Audi. And of course, the rear seats do seat 3 across. They are not split folding seats. They're fixed in place except for the electronics that move them up back and forth. And you do seat 3 across, and you have high adjustable head restraints on all passenger seating areas. You've also got overhead assist handles, overhead lighting. You've also got overhead adjustable lighting as well, via these little aircraft style lights. And of course, your room lighting. One really cool feature though is this rear console here. It folds down. Nice padded armrest, opens up to reveal storage and a power outlet. And of course, your cup holders up front. I'm going to go over the rest of this console here in just a second. So one nice thing also is that rear seat passengers have B-pillar vents, seat back mat pockets, and of course your vents here as well. And they're crudely adjustable here for off and on and stuff like that. But the real fun comes here, where you can actually adjust your heated seats, your fan speed, your temperature, put it in auto, your front seat, you can move your front seat controls. You can also have your climate and audio controls back here as well. You can also control the volume, seek and scan, mode up and down, channel up and down, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a really cool little interface. Alright, so there are several ways you can open the trunk lid. First way, on the lower portion of the driver's side instrument panel, you can press the trunk release button here. You can also come up to the trunk itself, and over here on the right hand side, there's a small little switch here. You can just press it and the trunk will pop open. Or you can take your key fob and press and hold the trunk release button there. Now it does pop, but it doesn't actually open up all the way, so you actually have to lift it up. But as you can see, you do have a nice wide opening trunk, fully lined and fully carpeted. You've also got concealed dogleg hinges to protect any kind of items inside from being crushed. And what we have inside is a very nice, very large, flat load floor. Nice thick pile carpeting here with the Equus logo. You do have your emergency fuel door release. We've got chrome plated tie down hooks. Small little grocery bag hook here. It's pretty cool. And if you want to lift up the floor mat, it actually will hook up right here to the weather stripping. And we have our jack and tools underneath. We have another hook though. We can lift this panel up. And we actually have our compact spare tire down here as well. The battery is mounted back here. So everything is nice and in its own little place here. And by placing everything back nice and neatly, we return to that nice clean luggage area. Now, unlike the BMW or the Mercedes or the Audi or the Lexus, there is no button here to automatically close it. You actually have to do it yourself. Alright, and that does conclude our in-depth walk-around review of the 2013 Hyundai Equus. We hope you found the review informative, and if you did, please comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/neighborhoodcarreviews and our Instagram channel at BrensoJ1. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.